2018, guys, I started rejecting jobs as a freelancer because capacity. It's been a great year. My family calls me Loza. Then my brother's friends used to call me Nomalawan. Yeah. I mean, it was because of my hair. So I have this, I used to call it Blendian. I have this, black Indian hair. It really doesn't matter. But they always thought, I have colored hair and I had long hair. Like I'd be walking down the street, abantu bazongikhaqa. It's like, zinwele zakho. And it's strange because now I have a fro and it's not that huge, but it's still the same thing. Is it your hair? Can I touch it? So yeah, I think it was because of the hair. I remember last year I had, difficulty answering this question, but I'm a black woman. My career, love it. Yeah, waking up every day to know that you're doing something that you love. It's giving me a life. So last year, I remember I spoke about making, small goals and achieving those. But this year, I did use the sentence that, guys, I think I've made it in life as a theatre maker. Because I got an opportunity to play with Nwabisa Plaatjie and Andrew Buckland. A workshop process for like a month, playing together. I was like, guys, I've made it. Like, who else can I work with in the theatre industry? Like, they're the big names, and I got an opportunity to just spend a month with them and create a play together. It was exciting. So, yeah. It's going good. It's like, I'm excited. I think I love money. I love money. It's very clear now. Amen, Basalwan. Yeah, and I'm saving. I have a money market. And I do weird things now with money. Like sometimes I gamble, sometimes it's like when you have mad money, you're saving and then it's just not growing enough. And then you decide, let me try other things, Let's try the lotto, let's try. But you can gamble online, guys, at home, And you win. Here's the thing, you win. And then you spend all your winnings because you think you can get more. So I've started to do crazy things with money, but I do have the safe money. In my budget now, there's also mad money, which is for gambling and trading and lotto and Powerball and all that stuff. I feel it's exciting, but I feel now I always have to talk about how horrible it is. It's like people see you and then, even in interviews, people will come to me like, so how do you feel about being a black woman twice oppressed? I'm like, I think it's like poverty, right? When you know you're poor, you don't want people constantly, mentioning that you're poor or talking about it. In fact, you don't even say it yourself. It was the thing that even Gokweni, you'd say, your family like, we want up blonde, And that's how I feel about being a woman. I feel when I go to spaces, I'm expected to, whenever I'm being asked about being a woman, I'm expected to talk about how unsafe I feel or how I feel being twice oppressed, And those things are really, zenzeka. But I just don't like the fact that I always have to talk about it. Even within my plays, it's the politics, yeah. In 2018, I took over a theatre space at Baxter, so managing, coordinating, curating Masambe theatre. In 2018, I took a show to the National Arts Festival. 2018, guys, I started rejecting jobs as a freelancer because capacity. It's been a great year. 2018, I got a car. 2018, I moved from Lita Park High Lita to Rondebosch. Kumnandi. Kumnandi. Yeah. I'd like you to know that I conquered asking for permission when it comes to the things that I want. I think as, you know, black children, most of the time we are told, you know, you're constantly testing grounds. But I realized that sometimes when you walk up to a space and say, can I do this? And I want to do it, and A, B, C, D, A, you know, because sometimes we're afraid of people in power to just walk up to them and say, listen, this is what I want to do, and I do it in this way, you know. In 2018, when it comes to my dreams and my personal aspirations, I must go to those people that I'm scared of, you know, go to those people of power, go to the people that have all the money and say, listen, here's my vision, and this is how I want to do it, and you can get involved in this way. Are you interested? And it's been working out great. So 23 years is a reflection on 23 years of life. It's a reflection on the Fees Must Fall, Roads Must Fall student protests. I think just being in university, you know, participating in those student protests, it's a great thing, you know, but it's also, there's a lot of trauma. And the only way for me to deal with that trauma, you know, the trauma that I experienced in 2015, 2016, was to reflect through a play. And so 23 was about that. But it was also about finding my voice. I mean, you have expectations from your family. Then, you know, when you're in these woke spaces, you start realizing that, guys, even these people have their own agendas. When does it become about Nwabisa yedwa? Yeah, it was about choosing myself, napina. Doesn't matter whether I'm at home, disekaya, you know, with my family or with peers or in political spaces. I must respect my own voice and what I want to do. So, yeah, it's really about self-actualization. Can I say that, Jay? Yeah. But for 23-year-old, I look at it now as I mean, I wrote the play when I was 23. I was doing it now, not 24, turning 25. And there were some parts where I was like, yo, guys, my 23-year-old self was quite courageous. But also that's because I'm now maturing in a capitalist society. So some things I would have had the courage to say when I was 23 and was in varsity. Now I'm in a workspace, and there are consequences to the things you say. And sometimes as an artist, there are other things that you may say, and then you completely close yourself off. So, yeah. I didn't share this with the people. I didn't even write it on only a wall or Facebook or whatever, because I feel conflicted. One, it's a great thing, ne? It's like you're being recognized. But the FLEUR caps have received so much backlash. And I was scared. It was, if I get it, will it be Nwabisa got it because they had to give a black female, yabo. But at the same time, it was very exciting. But it was so man. I don't think we should. I think our words, and they're great, but it's about where you're showing your work. Like, it's abanya bantu babona, and that shouldn't be my problem, yabo. But the way people get stressed out about FLEUR caps. I don't like competitions. I don't like affirmations that come from outside because they have a way of controlling your creative output. So I try to affirm myself. If validations that come from outside, yeah, I run away from them because I think they have the potential of really crippling you as an artist. Yeah, because even when I didn't get it, there were people that were angry, like even being in the hall, wow, okay, when they were announcing them, it was like, Nwabisa, then you could feel the crowd. We were, yes, you know. And then when I didn't get it, I was like, Abantu singing like, you know, I'm so like, no, let's not have those conversations. Yeah, but this is what outside affirmations do, because now everyone suddenly thought, all right, are you not hurt? You know, we expected this, it's fluid. I was like, no, guys, it's still exciting. I mention it in my CV because it means something. Yeah. I see the power of storytelling when, it's a hard one. It's a hard one. I feel conflicted. I think I am realizing how much it costs to create art, to create theater, ne? And then it's also uyayazi who comes to the theaters. The audiences in most cases are predominantly white, and they're not necessarily the people that I'm writing for, yabo. And sometimes to ask the government for like, you know, 200,000, and you're thinking, at that time, the things that I pass and thinking, yo, le mali ngenza into ethile. But you know it's not gonna do that. And you're not saying art is not valuable, yabo. But I'm quite conflicted, and it's because it's so expensive to create. And when you think about yonke that's happening in our country, you start, can this money do something better? You know, how can we cater for people that have dedicated their lives to art? Maybe they are graduates who are unemployed in most cases. You know, does this money become about paying their salaries? Then it's their job, and then I can leave because it means you're providing employment, and it's not about the art. Yeah, but I'm conflicted because sometimes it feels like careless spending when you start looking at everything else that's happening in the country. But it's very necessary. I don't think I can live without storytelling. And yeah, I think it's most powerful when it can allow abantu in society to reflect. If it can, I don't necessarily think art should teach us. And yes, I think when I go back to Intsomi was there to help you figure life out, but in a way, through obstacles and questions, and sometimes it didn't do any of those things. It was there to make you sleep. But now we find that Tina, we always have to create something that means something. So kunzima, what if I just create something because I want to, it's nice, it's fulfilling, I feel it's important also, but it does not have an educational agenda. I'm not trying to transform society. But I'm saying let's experience something. One, money. Two, I've realized that people need mentors. A lot of these kids need mentors, and I can't do it alone. Like, they send emails, Nwabisa, we can, you know, my parents are starting to believe that you can have a career in theater, or I want to write a play, or do you know any, it's about different things in the industry, you know, but they just need guidance. I think your drama school, art school, they teach you many valuable things, you know, but they don't teach you how to actually create a career out of that, you know. And too often you find art graduates doing something that is not related to their field. So no one says, yes, and don't let's slide pants and create portfolio careers up, Anje. You know, you did voice in drama school, you can do a voice facilitator, you write plays well. There's someone out there who needs their scripts to be read, you know, can you offer that, you know? So if you know there's a skill in art or nayo, whether, you know, playwriting, it really doesn't matter. But I know enough kids that need things. You know, you can reach out to me at Masambe and I'll hook you up with someone who needs a mentor. And you can just, yeah, you'll have conversations with Longdana and realize, because it's a two-way, a mentor and a mentee. You have to figure out how that relationship will work out. But yeah, I think I can't be everything Ubo. I can't give them everything they need because there's too much of them. And I think in most cases, it's just mentorship and guidance when it comes to their own careers.